It has been 4 years since Warcraft Reforged was released. And a friend and a fellow content creator, Witty from WTiiWarcraft, created this video, which he said he worked on for 85 hours of editing. So it's either going to be really good or he's really slow, or both. I don't know. It takes a lot of time to do editing for videos. So I'm sharing the link. Make sure to give it a look and a like as well if you end up liking it. I think I'm going to like it. By the way, I won't subscribe, but I've got lots of channels. So yeah, look, let's go take a look. Warcraft 3 Reforged 4 years later.
So much death. I can't believe Bobby could have done this.
The dead in this land might lie still for the time being, but don't be fooled. Your Lord Bobby will find only death in the cold north.
It's crazy.
You
can just use AI
Bobby
now.
is only doing what he believes is right.
Is he?
Commendable as that may be, his greed will be his undoing.
Will it, though?
It falls to you now, Microsoft. You must lead Blizzard west to the ancient lands of Kalimdor. Only there can you combat the Shadow and save this company from the flame.
Very imaginative so far. Kalimdor must be vindication in the eyes of the gaming population at large. Only you can lead Blizzard to reputation vindication. What's this video called? I mentioned it twice already. You can watch it again later.
4 years have passed since
Warcraft 3 Reforged.
That's right. It's been 4 years since this remake in the truest sense. Reforged is nothing less than a
remake in the truest sense. Nothing less. That's why I don't understand. Where are the lawmakers? I've said it before, I'll say it again. The only reason that Blizzard didn't get sued or addressed by some kind of consumer protection fraudulent like fraud checking organization is because lawmakers are old. Gaming is new, a few decades old, right? And there's not enough people that understand like basically the scam that was pulled with Reforged. Is Warcraft 3 a great game? Yes. Can you still play Warcraft 3 mostly in its unaltered form in 2024? Yes. But are there a whole bunch of caveats and detractors and disadvantages? Yes, as well. And there's missing features. So how is it nothing less than the definitive Warcraft 3 experience? They promise that. They sell it. How is that not illegal? I don't know. I don't know how they got away with it. And you know what? Reforged was profitable. Private sources.
definitive Warcraft 3 experience.
What would be the case for a lawsuit? You get promised something, you buy it, it's not what they promised. It's kind of like selling cow milk. You buy it, you drink it, right? And then you find out that actually it's horse milk. Okay, you can bring the rest back, you get your money back. But are you now happy because you just consumed horse milk? Right, that's kind of, well, they give refunds to avoid it. Yeah, they give refunds to avoid it. And that's why maybe it never got to that point. Maybe that's why it eventually got to that point, because you get your money back.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome.
How do you legally define the definitive experience? Okay, the definitive experience is not legally definable, but when they say it's nothing less, then you can at least assume that Reforged will be nothing less than its predecessor, just more. But it is less, because it didn't have custom campaigns anymore. It wasn't like a small installation folder anymore. It doesn't have a ladder anymore. It doesn't have custom it doesn't have tournaments organized anymore, which were done via client. it sometimes doesn't count your wins when you win on the ladder, when they did eventually add a ladder, right? There's so much missing that you could not really argue that it's nothing less. Unless indeed you hide behind the definitive Warcraft 3 experience. You could say like, well, the original Warcraft 3 was also not the definitive Warcraft 3 experience, which is weird because there's nothing else to compare it to.
Nothing less than a definitive Warcraft 3 experience.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Warcraft 3 Reforged 4 years later. In this video, I'll discuss what we gained, what we lost, and what could have been. Using
Good. I don't need to summarize it.
video clips and interview segments to demonstrate these points. Let's get started, shall we? Blizzard wasted no time implementing a new patch to fix Warcraft 3 Reforged.
A new update is available for download. Please download it now. Download.
I hope Witty is going to show the moment where he sees the tornado guy. This is one of my favorite moments. The guy in the cyclone, and the peasant checks his watch and just stands still on the top of a cyclone.
It just keeps kicking you out until you download the update, but you can't download the update, so it's just going to keep kicking you out. Oh my... I've got 0 wins and 30 losses. That's my highest rank. You still got this going on. The rank 1 player is 3 wins and 3 losses. Where winning did not always count towards your... 1 player is 3 wins.
There's been so many different kinds of mess-ups in how the ladder works. How is the 3-3 guy over the 15-0 guy? It's so good. Dude, it's so good.
WC3 less than where winning did not always count towards your matchmaking rating, but you can bet losses sure counted, and winning didn't always mean winning either. Sometimes it could mean your greatest defeat. What the hell?
What can you do? I guess I've lost. No. Oh, my MMR. That saves me from having to play this game anymore. Back to -1 MMR.
And random disconnects can still surprise you.
This
Makes sense. Well, that's a new one. Oh, tanks. Oh, brilliant. Oh no, it happened again. F's. When you had like, I had like an event what the hell is this green background? That's new. An orcish theme.
Some people are like, why did you start Dota 2? Why did you start, why did you start playing other games? Have you seen this? Have you seen what I ran from? Of course I still play, because like I said, the gameplay is still good. But every time you see something like this, it hurts.
Under attack. The rest is under attack. As the shadow.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
Loading your game stacks music that stays with you wherever you go.
Yep. It still does this. Listening.
Reforged is fixed.
How are you guys tackling bug fixes for this?
Yeah, there's definitely a desire to identify what are actual bugs as opposed to features. We didn't actually fundamentally break Warcraft 3.
That's good. I'm sure everybody's happy with that.
Now I will
Is this Breidenbecker? I think that's Breidenbecker, right? Rob Breitenbecker? How do you write that? Rob Breitenbecker, Blizzard. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's not safe to say anything. I have thoughts on him.
Warcraft 3.
That's good. I'm sure everybody's
You said it, Victorious.
happy with that.
Now I will reforge our weapons to strike with searing heat.
I don't have a sponsor for this video, so if you're happy with it so far, like and share this video. I need your help to give this video exposure as one last up yours to Bobby, who made Warcraft 3 Reforged what it is.
Grab your sword and fight the horde.
In 2022, we got many of Warcraft 3's original missing features back, such as ranked ladder, leaderboards, player profiles, Zoom, clans, and custom campaigns.
If you'd like to know more about the history of Reforged, check out these videos linked in the video description below. So let's look at what we gained since then. A new optional observer mode is available, changing how players can watch games and replays. Here's the original classic observer mode so you can compare it with the new one after. In the menu, you toggle the new observer mode on or off. You can see the production bar at the top left of the screen showing...
Okay, I like this observer UI in that it exists as an option. I think options are nice, and it didn't take away the original, but I don't think it looks very good. I think that looks okay. That's like in StarCraft, but it can be made better, right? If you look at how the ones are made for StarCraft 2 by users, it's better. It feels like bad feng shui. You got the bar at the top right, then you got this selection screen with the heroes here, and then you got something in the bottom right. And by the way, the color of that HP bar under Mojo Dark Ale all the way in the bottom right, that color green is not the same color green, I'm sure, of heroes inside the game. So they didn't bother to take the same color green inside the game for health and then put it there as well. They just show some random green color, and as you can see, the contrast of the white text on the green is awful. So it is... Actually, we can look at it, right? Look. We can look at it.
Since then, the original classic observer...
Oh, there we go. That's why. Because the originals, they knew that it would look bad to put white text on green, so they didn't bother. It was green text on black. No wonder I knew that it looks different, because it is different. Look, this is easily readable, and it looks good. All right, I like throwing elements around to create space so that you can see more of the field.
They are made and swap to the unit bar.
But this just looks bad. This could have been done a lot better. Yeah, that's why it feels so loveless. And look at this color purple. I'm sure there's something wrong with this as well. Level 4 Brewmaster, the purple bar. It looks flat without contrast and shading. Okay, how did it look original, the XP?
In the menu, replays. Here's the original optional observer mode so you can compare.
Yes, this looks good.
Changing how players can watch games and replays. Here's the original.
This is a... Let's see, this is a kind of golden silver border with depth. There's a shadow of depth under the purple. There's a gradient, right? And there is probably a small black contrast line around all the letters to pop them on top of the... to give it depth on top of the purple. There's a whole gradient. The bright purple is really only in the top 1/3. The rest is all far more shaded and closer to black color.
Classic observer mode. You can see the production bar at the top.
One color of purple almost. Well, not entirely. There's a tiny amount of shading at the edge. It just looks flat. Okay, now I get it. Yeah, it looks awful.
Left of the screen.
That really now colors? Yeah. I think it matters. I think it matters.
Showing progress on units, buildings, and upgrades as they are made, and swap to the unit bar to display the player's heroes, workers, buildings, and unit counts. On the top right of the screen, you'll see the color, team, race, name, gold, lumber, food, and actions per minute of each player. At the bottom left, the minimap is displayed along with player heroes, spells, and inventories. At the bottom right, health, mana, damage, armor, and status effects are shown. And heroes will also display experience, statistics, and inventory items too.
And that's pretty cool, right? The extras are cool, but it's not implemented well.
This works well enough for 1 versus 1 or smaller team games, but as you can see, the more players that get involved, the more crowded it tends to get. With 20...
I like it. I like it. You know, it's starting to feel a little bit like what? A spreadsheet? Like EVE Online? Yeah. It's like EVE Online. We got a lot of stats. That's great. I'm parsing this. I don't know how about you guys, but as an experienced Warcraft 3 player, I can parse this and get all the relevant info I need in under half a second.
4 players, all of them are displayed on the right, but only 12 on the left. There's only so much space.
And I kind of feel like the rest of this is like a bra, in the sense that it's attractive to look at. By not seeing everything that's underneath, it actually makes all the action here more alluring than if it was just fully exposed, all the gameplay.
4 players, all of them are displayed on the right, but only 12 on the left. There's only so much space to work with. Overall, the new Observer mode is an improvement, but there is one man who definitely knows how to make it better. Neo. No, not that one. This one.
It's Witty! What a prick. Alright, slaughter Witty's people. No chance, Witty! Die!
Oh, well, I see how it is. Well, he does know how to optimize a great Observer mode.
We rearranged the inventory horizontally and put the spells also horizontally. That buys you time in the vertical dimension.
I think this is a better overlay. This is more like in line with the StarCraft overlays. Got all the resources here next to each other where you can compare them. There is a symmetry and equivalency to the overlay where the same shapes are used on the left as on the right. All the info here at the top, and then I guess the minimap is over here, which you're always going to have one box which is the minimap, but then I guess they created an equivalency of a box here in order to have everything be symmetrical again. It's better, yeah.
Which would open up the field at the bottom.
This works best for 2 players, yeah.
90 food versus 92. Heal scroll, mana potion, invul potion, it's all available. Carrion Swarm is sick, it's also level 3.
This is not bad. It's an improvement from the original UI, but they're still using the bad contrast bar that Blizzard supplied, which I don't know if they have like a way around that. But yeah, I'm not sure actually if you can memory it and create your own UI. You would still be doing a product on top of a product instead of like Blizzard making a better UI where it pops like the old one, because you want it to look like the old one, and not just because of nostalgia, but like why should it be different and worse when you could just take the same bar from the old one, which is still qualitatively really good and has aged really well.
So going forward, I'd like to see Blizzard follow that direction.
Our tournaments planned, we had those automated tournaments.
Yep. One of the last original...
Our tournaments planned, yep. They did eventually make them 3.5 years later, but not with release of the game. Now that you play League, are you going to do a Dota comparison video with League? Yep, it's coming up.
All missing features for Warcraft 3 has returned. Automated tournaments. Open to all players, tournaments will run daily with different game rules, maps and available races. Successfully competing in tournaments will earn points towards unlocking unique portraits. The tournament schedule rotates time zones each week, and at the end of week 4, tournaments will reset back to week 1.
I loved me some automated tournaments. I would plan my week around them.
Well, I hope you enjoy setting your alarm clock to 12 AM. Another feature we used to have that's come back is the ability for players to now save and load online games. This doesn't apply to ranked matches for obvious reasons, but it can be a useful lifesaver for you and a group of friends if you get deep into a custom game or were worried about an inevitable crash or disconnect that might wipe all of your progress. In typical Reforged fashion, it's jank. Whoever loads the game is the host, and there can be only one. The other players cannot join the game using the game lobby, as it will state that the game name already in use. The host, and only the host, can invite the other players to join the loaded game. Once invited, the party can continue on from the saved game and...
Adventure awaits!
If you kill the chieftain, we'll sell our goods to you at cost.
I guess I can.
Now, let's look at what we lost. Let's start off with something light. We lost the inventories of some of the bravest heroes in Blizzard's War Chasers map. For whatever reason, they do not have an inventory in which to stash the epic loot they'll find on their adventures. This goes for both Classic and Reforged graphics. On a more serious note, Blizzard removed the campaign updates from patch 1.33. They couldn't figure out how to fix the issue with the checkpoint saves or HDVFX causing crashes. Many of the changes for the campaign improved the player experience with bug fixes and difficulty adjustment to suit the player more effectively. Easy is more accommodating, normal sets expectations, and hard more accurately challenges veteran players. So now some maps don't have a hard difficulty at all, and in general it's just a bit of a mess.
Are old Battle.net accounts basically going to be dead from Warcraft 3? Are there going to be a way to merge them or convert them or anything, or what's the plan for that?
You know, we have people that, again, have 15, 16 years of history with this game. They've got their record, they've got their profile. They don't want to lose that. We don't want them to lose that.
It's safe to...
We lost it. When Reforged came out, there was a link account button in the middle bottom of the screen. You would fill in your email address that was associated with your 20-year-old Warcraft 3 account or 17-year-old Warcraft 3 account that had tens of thousands of games and all the icons, you would fill in and then it said account linked. And that's all it did. It had no backend. That's it. If you did it again, it would say it again. Nothing happened. No stats were added. And I thought that was the worst. But actually, no new stats are added sometimes too. The account, Grubby, on Warcraft Europe Battle.net, has already played probably 500 to 1,000 games on BNet. It still says I have 5 lifetime games.
Say that now, after 4 years, Reforged is not going to give me my stuff back. By that, I mean classic Battle.net players lost their legacy Warcraft.
I love this website. Yeah, we lost our legacy Warcraft account. This was so fun to check. Yo, Yelka? Dude, I know this guy on Twitter. Not Twitter. I know this guy from Twitch chat. Yelka. I had no idea that he was rank 1 in 4-on-4 teams. All right.
Warcraft free accounts, along with all of their statistics and profiles.
Their win trade? Wait, that's a big allegation.
Players lost their legacy Warcraft free accounts, along with all of their statistics and profile icons. This is Grubby.
This is Witty, and he's your king.
And don't you forget it. I'll let Grubby explain what happened.
You could log in here, and they said, we're going to safeguard your stats to your account, and we're going to add it later on.
Than 3 greets from Vienna.
He's explaining it again, okay. We're going to safeguard your stats to your account, and we're going to add it later on, after release, to be fed into your Reforged account. You're going to have the old icons, you're going to have your old stats, be fed on into the UI, the new stats, and so on. Frack if it ever happened. Frack if they ever remembered. When Reforged released, they shut down classic games of Warcraft, TFT, and ROC. So you can't log in anymore. And it's gone. So the link account scam is truly interesting.
Package for Mr. Rizm.
It makes you wonder what could have been. Did you know the original Warcraft 3 had 6 to 13 races planned? One of those being the dragon race, where you control a single dragon and power them up as you play. Apparently dwarves could have ridden spiders too. And for Reforged, developers considered adding back the original final Night Elf mission that was cut from Reign of Chaos. It followed after the battle with Archimonde. I didn't even know it existed.
Most people don't know there was actually a level that was going to come after Night Elf 7 and Reign of Chaos. Because we had that level where it's a 45-minute holdout where you know, of course, people know about it now that have played through it, where you have to defend Jaina, then Thrall, and then finally the Night Elf. But, you know, after you finish that level, there was actually another level at the end where it ended up being almost a 2-hour mission. And the more we played it, the more we realized that, God, after you got done with this mission where your knuckles are pretty much all white and you've been sweating the whole time, you don't want to go into this big slugfest of a mission. So rather than keep it, we actually cut the last mission for the game and then peeled back and made Night Elf 7 the final mission.
I can't believe you just told the world that.
There was a team brainstorm to discuss possible new neutral buildings, items, tile sets, and best of yet a new neutral hero, which would have been awesome. There's still space in the tavern for more. There was going to be a World of Warcraft styled world map showing players their voyage across Azeroth as they progress through the campaign, showing where key characters during each mission were, with visual effects displayed on the maps after missions, such as Stratham left on fire once completing the Cullen mission. It was going to be like a pop-up book where you would move around the map and the map would visually change. There were ideas of tutorials that would teach new players multiplayer tactics.
Have you given thought to provide educational opportunities for new and existing learning players?
Yeah, so we don't have like concrete plans yet, but ideas that we're kicking around are some training systems so that if you are brand new to this, we can show you how to, you know, build up your base and macro and, you know, get your economy rolling, and understanding how many peons or workers you should be having going to a gold mine versus, you know, on lumber, and helping people understand the fundamentals. Systems for teaching.
That sounds great. We could help them make those videos, and then they could use them as a tutorial onboarding for all the new people that want to play Warcraft 3 and Reforged.
players how to level up more quickly, a mini game to help you get better at the macro game. So we don't have like an exact like here's a feature set, but we are kicking around ways of figuring that out.
We might have got additional unit skins and variants of units post-launch Reforged. I would much prefer more classic unit skins and variants.
The Spoils of War edition, you're going to get some skin options. Are there going to be others outside of that in the future?
Because the game is 3D based, it does give us some additional options that, you know, with StarCraft Remastered, we would basically have to make all the models in 3D. And if we wanted to do any sort of variants or whatever, we'd have to make them in 3D and then split them out into 2D in all the different angles and variations. So the effort that went into actually just doing anything, it was almost like we were doing twice the amount of work. With Warcraft 3, we basically get to do half the work that we were doing on StarCraft. So it does open the door for us to start exploring things like additional skins and variants and so forth on.
But you didn't answer whether they're going to do it. I like it when someone asks, are you going to do this thing? And he's like, we have the opportunity to do these things.
Units, but like I mentioned, out of the gate, we are planning to have more variety on different unit types, just so that everything isn't just the same unit. And how far we go down that path is a little bit of a TBD.
I smell magic in the air. Or maybe barbecue.
There will be some kind
Rob Breidenbecker, the guy you just saw speak, was the only Blizzard dev that wouldn't sit down with me before my Blizzard... At 2018, when Reforged was going to be announced to the world, I was there to co-announce it on stage with Blizzard. And all the 4 or 5 devs that I sat with, they would all go with me into the green room, which is like the preparation room before you go and do like a performance. And I had all these questions, and I said, are there any questions you're not comfortable with? Can I ask this? Can I ask this? Can I ask this? Right? As we intro the product that's about to be unveiled to the world. And I wanted to make sure that they felt comfortable with it, that I felt comfortable with it, and that the people are going to get answers to questions that they would like to know about, which is going to be hype and interesting and so on. And everyone like took that time with me to to prepare the interview, but he was like, But then during the show, when I asked anything, he had an immediate answer for everything. He was better prepared than anyone else, even though he didn't know what the questions were going to be, because he didn't answer the questions. He's very good at just answering what he wants to say without actually addressing your question.
kind of achievement system.
Yeah, there is, but it would have been great if it was based on mission objectives or multiplayer challenges like in StarCraft 2.
Achievements is really the big one. It's a lot deeper than the stuff we saw in Warcraft 3. Just getting a couple of portraits for wins on the ladder. There's
cooperative play has a bunch of achievements associated with it. Obviously, the campaign at all different difficulty levels has a bunch of achievements associated with it. Wins on the ladder, clever play, or very challenging play can win you achievements as you're actually in live in a battle. So all of these things together really open up a lot of possibilities for players to seek, explore, and try to take on the game in maybe in ways that hadn't occurred to them.
Tell Blizzard I'd make a great action figure.
The UI, it looked quite different here in the game. It's smaller. Is that its final look?
Oh, absolutely not. No. We're definitely iterating on the UI. We definitely want something a little more modern, a little more streamlined, but we're absolutely open to feedback on the UI.
In the end, they didn't make a new one.
This is just what we had to show. This was an option we had to show for BlizzCon.
The revamped UI showcased at BlizzCon 2018 was intended to ship with release.
Actually, this is better than what we have now, in my opinion. It's not perfect because they show the inventory horizontally, just like back to Warcraft Neo did for his overlay. But that's an overlay for casting. As a player, it was weird to have it horizontally because the hotkeys correspond to a vertical hex of 6, usually. With a little bit of change, this overlay could have gone from pretty damn good to even better. And what was really cool is that there was a portrait here. You see this barracks is selected now. That creates the barracks model here. So that you actually get introduced to how the barracks looks like on ground level from in front. If you selected Arthas, you saw Arthas's face here. And what it reminded me of was streamer cam. This is where people put their streamer cam. So you had a character here, just like me, right? But it's the hero, it's the footman, it's the grunt, and you get to see the beautiful art, because Reforged has beautiful art models, but they don't come to light well because the lighting is screwed up in its final form. But the model is pretty good, especially when zoomed in. So it was actually pretty badass, that overlay. I liked it a lot. And it's sad that they never ended up using it, because they were supposed to work on it a bit more, but because Blizzard binned the rest of the project, they just didn't use it, didn't release it. And then they gave a bullshit excuse saying, well, people didn't like it enough, so we didn't upload it. Basically shoving responsibility and blame to the community and their negativity, rather than them just not following through and doing something that they promised because they don't want to invest in it anymore.
Finalized, nor seen again. At least with the upgraded world editor, the UI is customizable in a way that it was not in the original game. And as you can see, it's being well utilized by the custom game community.
Will hotkeys be customizable natively?
Yes.
People are going to have a better UI/console to do their hotkeys, is what you're saying?
Yes. I would look toward what we did for SCR as an example of what that might look like.
Battle cruiser operational.
Sadly, Warcraft 3 Reforged still doesn't have this.
Reconnect feature, any possibility?
A reconnect feature is something we're definitely looking into.
You don't want to commit clearly, but it's something you would like to do. All right.
Yeah, I don't really have any details about that.
There used to be a reconnect feature for Warcraft 3 in times gone past. Both G-Proxy and the Warcraft 3 NetEase client once provided the quality of life ability to rejoin games. Yet, unfortunately, we didn't get this for Reforged.
It's simple. Just take the hydraulic phase shift emulator and attach it to the transdimensional photon particle emitter. Bam! New tower.
Blizzard skipped remastering Warcraft 1 and 2 due to a higher level of fan demand for Warcraft 3. However, we could have gotten a playable Warcraft 1 campaign within Warcraft 3 Reforged, focused on hero-centric gameplay, story and cutscenes. It was months of work, but they were in pre-production for Warcraft 1, and Warcraft 2 would have been next if higher-ups didn't pull the plug and scrap it all together.
I do know what to say now. Next time people ask if I'm going to finish my Baldur's Gate 3 or Divinity 2 or Original Sin playthrough, I'll say I'm looking into it.
Was hired to work on Warcraft 3 Reforged. We were going to do the Warcraft 1 campaign in Warcraft 3 Reforged. So it would have been a whole new campaign, a retelling of the Warcraft 1 story with all of the updates and stuff that they did, things from the movie mostly, by the way. And I had already designed some levels and stuff, and all of a sudden I was invited personally, and then I brought in Tim Campbell, and Tim Campbell brought in some other people who had previously worked on it, and we were going to it was going to be the classic, the original Warcraft 3 team working on Warcraft 1 retold in Warcraft 3 Reforged. If you're not a patron, you can join there and see the documentation from that event. That got the shaft. And in large part, I'm 90% sure it was a Bobby Kotick decision.
Time to die.
That's it. I'm dead.
For the Horde!
Did you know, for the first time ever, Warcraft 3 Reforged went on sale in the summer of 2023?
Dude, that was so wild. I'm like, they remember this exists?
And continue to go on sale for subsequent Blizzard deals. This meant that the guaranteed refund had been refunded.
Ooh.
Does that even make sense?
We refund paid games or expansions within 14 days of purchase, so long as you haven't played for more than 2 hours. Oh, they took the Steam policy.
I'll keep it in. So, I've often been asked...
This happened because the refund policy was stealth removed? Oh, wow, I didn't know it was removed.
The question, is Warcraft 3 worth it? Should I buy Warcraft 3? And I still don't have a good answer to that. The game is playable, aside from the jank matchmaking ladder, aforementioned bugs, crashes and disconnects. But we got pretty much everything back that made the original Warcraft 3, but it still isn't a polished or finished product in my opinion. So take that for what you will. Perhaps the answer you seek can be found at BlizzCon 2023. They talk about all of their games there, right?
Where's our Heroes of Overwatch at? Adventurers of Sanctuary? Defenders of Azeroth?
I think the Honest-Con version is better.
And gamers everywhere, welcome!
What about Warcraft 3?
ready to work. And we are ready to work. Anybody here for Warcraft today?
Cringe.
Yeah! Big shout out to the Warcraft. Thank you.
I hate that World of Warcraft is Warcraft. For me, Warcraft is Warcraft 3. Just recently, like a week ago, I spoke to someone on the street or whatever, talked about I play Warcraft. He's like, oh yeah, I know Warcraft. I'm like, no you don't. No you don't! It's like buying some fish from him, right? I'm like, I play Warcraft 3. He's like, oh really? Like, yeah, I watched you play StarCraft 2. Yeah, I play Warcraft 3. I know Warcraft. No you don't! Now give me the fish! You know World of Warcraft. It's an MMORPG. It's a grind fest. A lot of people love it. Okay, it's cool. It's their, it's their love. I play Warcraft 3. It's an RTS.
Ah, crap.
For our early prototypes of the game, we used Warcraft 3 and WoW models.
It's concerning that the only mention of Warcraft 3 is during the mobile game Warcraft Rumble panel.
It's an honor to meet you. Have you met my daughter?
Greetings, my lord.
Justice has come.
Well, our only hope now lies with Microsoft. Who knows what they have planned? Well, getting rid of that Bobby guy is a start. Oh, hi, Clippy. Phil told me to take care of that Alan Adam guy as well. Yeah, he was one of the original Blizzard founders brought back in to push mobile games. Well, not anymore.
Wow, Witty, you've got CoffeeZilla levels of production now. You've got your own little robot sidekick. It's amazing. It can barely tell it's your voice, too.
I had to toss out Mike Ibarra, too.
Oh, why him?
I just don't trust his face.
So what are you going to do with Blizzard, Clippy?
We're going to clean up this place and set things right.
Does that have anything to do with that Blizzard survey hinting at a soft relaunch for Warcraft 3 Reforged?
We'll see, partner. We'll see. Right, well, I'm off now.
I'll look into
Y'all
it.
go ahead and have a good day now.
See ya, Clippy.
Lord Bobby, our scouts have found the missing band of developers. They appear to be lost in the wilderness nearby.
Those brainless developers are almost more trouble than they're worth. However, we'll need them on the front lines. I'll have to lead them myself. Can't you idiots follow simple orders? There's a crunch on and you louts are off having a picnic. Get this game rolling immediately.
Oh no.
Right away, Lord Bobby.
Move them out, lads!
No! Those siege engines aren't safe!
Don't pay us enough to put up with that asshole.
Those siege engines aren't safe for work right now. Don't move them out. They can barely roll as it is. Look at it. Their conveyor propulsion thingies are square, not circular.
Well, there it is. This video took 85 hours to make. If you got this far, consider subscribing. I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers, and I'd appreciate you being one of them. Please do like the video and share it with your friends and any communities you think would appreciate this. Your help goes a long way to appeasing the YouTube algorithm gods. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Witty. I hope you had a good time. Take care. I wish you all the best.
Goodbye forever.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, he ghosted me. He ghosted everyone. He's actually gone. He washed his hands of the ordeal. It was very painful for him too, I think. I actually think he got double-crossed just as much as the fans of the game. I like to think that's true. I really like Pete. But yeah, he did vanish without a trace. This is Pete Stillwell. He was lead designer for Warcraft Reforged. And Breidenbecker, this guy, was above him. And then the guy that I spoke with at the panel of BlizzCon, in the little camera when I was streaming, this guy, I think this guy was the third in command. So you had Breidenbecker, who gives a lot of political answers. Then Pete Stillwell, and then this guy, and I'm trying to remember his name. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, Pete ghosted me, And then I was still talking to this guy, right, that I just showed. And I was like, how come Pete doesn't talk to me anymore? And then he ghosted me too. Then I didn't get to speak to either of them ever again. I think maybe they cannot legally say anything or something. And they're afraid that I'll ask about what the fuck happened. Nicholas, yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, I hope that's what happened, not like they actually made them disappear. Anyway, that was a fun video, very well made. I'll see ya.